Hello, my name is Diversi, and today we're going to go over the weekly quests for September 4th, 2024. We have, first one here is under path events, the Radiant Beams, play spells that cost 3 mana or less. And to do this, we're going to be using Annie here. We've done Blue's Cannon's Payload so that we can create Pow-Pows. Pow-Pows cost 2 here. Treadway Chase Gun for 2 warning shots, and another Treadway Chase Gun for 2 more warning shots. So that'll be 4 spells plus whatever's in your hand. I'm not sure if the warning shots will turn into Pow-Pows or not. Not really sure on the order there. And we'll go into like a slightly tougher adventure so that our opponent doesn't die instantly. Although it wouldn't necessarily be bad if they did. And we're going to try to get something like Wild Inspiration here. Sorcery, anything that will give you more mana or make your spells cost less is kind of what we're looking for. And our goal here is, we also have Death's Hand, and Annie creates Guile. So we have a lot of spells that cost less. We can also use Jinx. I'm afraid Jinx will just kill the enemy Nexus immediately though, and that's why I'm not going with that. And so when we play, maybe we can pass here. Yeah, let them play a unit, that'll let us play our Guile. And then we'll play Annie. Our hand gets discarded and we create our Treadway Chase Guns. And I believe we are at 6 spells.
New recruit reporting in.
7, 8.
So soon.
And basically now we're going to want to win the game so that we can reset our hand.
Donnie, wanna play with Tippers?
Okay, that sounds like fun.
9, 10, 11,
Very neat. Wasn't it fun?
If you don't have 2 Dreadway Chase Guns, probably doesn't matter at all. As long as you're using Pow-Pows, it's gonna be fine. And honestly, like with most of the weekly quests, you can just play the video game and you'll complete it. I like to do them quicker, and that's why I do this. I didn't check how many spells we were at. I think we're at 11. But I'll shoot out a couple extra just in case. We want to make sure we get Annie in hand. Here we drew both Twisted Fate, and so that's kind of going to slow us down a little bit here. I believe that is 12.
The game. Go on then. Wait a minute.
13.
Everyone here is so cool.
Does death follow me, or peace?
14. And if I counted correctly, that's 15. I'm not particularly good at counting, so questionable.
fair game. Look like something for all of you.
That's so cool.
Where you going?
Easy.
Actually, a thing that I could have done, since I didn't draw Annie, is just retire and then play it again. Doesn't matter if we get defeats, because we're just trying to complete the quest anyway. Yeah. So, that was a little bit of a misplay there. And it looks like we did finish the quest. I did count correctly. I wanted to cast one more spell just in case. The next one is target the weakest enemy times 5. We can do this in the exact same way. And so we'll just go right back into this adventure. And that's one target. Guess it's not the weakest enemy anymore, so I'm not sure if it counts.
Come on, Tippers. It's playtime. Lovely.
Should be 2. Or maybe 1.
Regular. Been here all my afterlife.
That should definitely be 2. That's gonna be 3. That's 4.
This round's on me.
5. That should be good, but because I'm not sure which of the 1/1s count as the weakest enemy, I'm gonna go ahead and cast a couple more spells here. That should be like 7 or 8. We'll go ahead and surrender.
Tippers isn't gonna like that.
Radiant Beams, we get 10 Wild Fragments. And for Cull the Weak, we get whatever this is. Built over Silver Star Vessel. Which is pretty nice. The next quest we have is Fighting Force. Attack with units that have 4+ power. I'm not sure necessarily the best way to do this. Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have to play something, kind of anything, really, and just do it a couple times. Alright, I decided to go with Norra here. We're using Portal Accelerator for the mana, the Beast Within. This will give +1/+1 to things with subtypes. A lot of what she summons have subtypes. And I'm using the Corrupted Star Fragment, which is probably honestly not necessary here. It's just going to eat one of our units, and we want to attack with them multiple times. So I probably shouldn't do that. Could maybe use something like the Condenser. I think it makes a 1/1. Which will be upgraded to... I guess it goes in hand. So it's not super helpful. Should have thought about this a little bit more. We can use... I don't know, whatever. This will be fine. We can use Succubus Brand to make husks, which will make things a little bit stronger, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't actually matter. I'll just go back into his Galio adventure. And we can take Evolution. That sounds pretty good. We'll make sure that everything's at 4 power. And what we're going to try to do is attack in such a way that our opponent isn't automatically dead, so that we can attack multiple times. So we need to attack with 4 power 15 times.
New recruit reporting in.
So we can drop the Tea Maker here. It'll create a unit for us. That unit has 7 power. Not worried about our hit points. We don't care about losing. If we lose, it happens. No big deal.
Remember the fallen.
And so this attack here will do 25 damage, but they do have the ability to block. So hopefully they'll choose to do that.
Yes, he would approve.
And so that's 4. And our goal is to get a full board before we attack again.
Ready for deployment.
Not sure if Norra will end up strong enough. Okay, yeah, she. And this guy here. Now have a full board. We attack. They're gonna die, but that puts us up to 10 units.
This will make him sturdy.
This one sucks. I've done it.
And then we just repeat the same thing in the next battle. For battle rewards, doesn't really matter what we take. And for our support, it's anything cheap. Same plan here. We might drop use Cask Salesman first. He'll probably die. Or we'll probably kill him, I guess it's more accurate. But we do draw Norra instead, so we'll just play that. And we also have this Bristle Hog. Bristle Hog not strong enough to attack with, apparently.
Cup of tea? Fine by me.
And we don't have the attack token, so trying to attack there was, you know, not gonna work.
I take 6.
Drop the Tea Maker, hoping for a portal. Don't get a portal. We'll go ahead and attack for 20. And that brings us up to 13. This is 14. 15 and 16. Yeah, math. Can't stop that guy. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. We're just putting things on the board. And when we attack here, that ends the challenge.
There once was a yodel who found a portal. Oh.
And it doesn't matter what we take because we're just quitting. Summon 3 cost units. I need to think about how exactly we're going to do that in the best way. We're going to go ahead and retire this run and see what we get. And for that we get a silver reliquary. I will be back after I do some thinking. Alright, I narrowed it down to a few options. I think we're going to use Jayce here. We're going to use his Relic. Doesn't give us extra mana, but it's fine. And we're going to use Chemtech Duplicator and Crown Guard Inheritance just because it's already equipped. It doesn't really matter what we have in that last slot. Jayce has the ability to summon a number of 3-cost units, which is probably better than any other champion can do. Our other options were Leblanc, where we can repeatedly resummon, and but you do have to do damage in order to do that. And things might just not live long enough. And the other option was Lux, who has like 3-cost units in her deck, plus Secession. Maybe I'm counting Secession as one of those. But Jayce will be able to do it in just one adventure. We just have to do it in a specific way. And so here, I'm not really sure what I'm even looking for. Nothing actually matters. We don't want anything that clogs up our board though, for sure. Yeah, so nothing matters. We'll take a Rumi Shield. We'll go into Boom Boom Boom. I was wondering if there was like something that was 3 cost, or maybe something that could give us more mana, protected mana flow, just to make it go a little bit faster would have been nice. So the thing about when we're doing this with Jayce, if we're trying to do this in one adventure, is we have to think about what can actually hit the board. So for example, when we play Forge of Tomorrow, this will create a 3-cost unit. But when we play Assembly Line, if we don't have space on the board, it's just going to eat that up. So the ordering of it is kind of specific. I'm not sure if I was actually even allowed to play that Forge of Tomorrow.
Let me know if you still want them sides.
But I guess we'll find out.
Will do, Axel.
If we can kill this guy, that would be great for us. So we need to wait on playing the Patrol Warden until he's not cost reduced. And same with the Pharaoh Sky Cruisers. We can't play these until after we played Assembly Line. Obviously you could just do this in 2 tries instead. And the reason why I was waiting to play Assembly Line is because I wanted Chemtech Duplicator to activate so that they could go off twice.
Canon, tested and primed. Replicating the power spike. Interesting use of tech. Let's get to work.
So here we're at 5 summons. And I guess I forgot that Jayce reduces the cost of units in hand, so these are no longer 3-cost units, ruining my entire plan. That's fine. I'll just get out of this and go again. So if you have to do it twice, maybe Lux is better. You'd need a way to get rid of all your units if you wanted to play Jayce, because you'd have to play the natural units first. Yeah, I don't know. You guys get lucky on draw. I feel like doing it twice is probably just the correct option. So that's unit 6.
The sun rock got me good.
Let me know if you still want them science lessons, Jayce.
Will do, Axel.
Wonder if I'm missing a better option, but I can't think of it.
A good time.
Another thing you can do is make like a PvP deck that only has 3-cost units and then play against the AI. That's, I mean, perfectly valid.
Little help.
I mean, regardless. Oh, I messed up. Haha. I didn't have Chemtech Duplicator.
Love to.
So that's 8.
Anything else?
We'll go ahead and updraft some cards to get more in our hand.
Be done through me.
It's 9.
Come on then. Stop her for I smack you.
Here's what I was talking about. We have no space to play assembly line here.
The answer is here somewhere. I wonder.
Fortunately, they kill one of our units, letting us play the other assembly line here.
This is the cutting edge of progress. Interesting use of tech. Hey, show me that again. Replicating the power spike.
I've work to do.
And we'll just go ahead and surrender.
Well, that could have gone better.
And we get 250 Stardust for completing that. Alright, finally, we have something I haven't looked at, so I don't know what it is. Wish the animations were just like a little bit quicker, so when I say finally, then it'll show up and then I can be talking about it instead of like I say finally and then I have to pause. Anyway, that's whatever. The last one is Rise and Conquer. Win games after leveling up 5 different champions. Obviously, the correct way to do this is to play Aurelian Soul. If you don't have Aurelian Soul, you have a couple of different options, one of which is to just go into PvP and make a PvP deck. I think that's probably the best option. If you want to do it through Path of Champions, I'm going to need a little bit of time to think about that. Alright, so what you could do is play an easy to level up champion, then you're going to do a game and pick up your support champion, so that'll be 2, and then you could use like 3 Guardian Trinkets. That is a way you could do it. I think that is possibly the only way you can do it. If you don't have 3 Guardian Trinkets, obviously that's going to be not viable. So what I'm going to do is make a PvP deck that works for this, and then anyone can do that versus like needing very specific trinkets or needing Aurelian Soul. So I'm going to make that deck and I'll be right back. Just occurred to me that you guys might not have every card in the game. But when you create a deck, you're going to want to switch to Eternal. I think the easiest thing to do is Shadow Isles and Noxus. Shadow Isles and Freljord is also like kind of good. You're looking for just easy to level up champions. I'm going with things that all work kind of together. So we have Callista for seeing things die. We also have Viego for seeing things die. I have Riven, she just levels up over time. We have Kindred, who's going to just level up because we're filling the rest of our deck with spells to keep our removal down. We have Katarina, all she has to do is attack. And Kindred, who's the other one? Darius, who will level up when the Nexus says at half or less. We can make that happen whenever. Take a couple copies of Ruination here. Like I said, make sure it's on Eternal. A couple copies of Ruination. This will let us, just clear the board. And that's it. We take a couple like low cost blockers in case something bad happens. We take Absorb Soul in case we need some hit points. And we take Lips Beyond for a little bit of draw. And then, should name that deck. But you can just play against the AI. And it'll be called New Deck. If you don't have the cards that I'm using, all you're looking for is a lot of removal, some healing, maybe some ramp, and easy to level champions, or champions that you can at least level altogether. If the AI is frontline assault, you should probably just quit. Frontline assault is actually difficult. Scout's honor I think is fine. If you have something like avalanche, that's really good here.
Whatever's needed.
So if you're using Freljord, you would have avalanche. Use like avalanche and ice quake. It keeps all the units down. We're taking a little bit of damage here because we didn't draw anything playable. That's okay. We just continue letting our opponents play cards, basically. Now that our board is full, we can go ahead and use a Withering Whale, give us back some hit points. This is why we use things with lifesteal on them, or healing.
2, 3, 4.
We don't want Teemo to attack, so we'll go ahead and remove that. Now our opponent's out of cards. That's a good spot for us. We do need to eventually whittle this Nexus down to under 10 for Darius. And we're not worried about things dying for Callista. Eventually that's going to happen with Viego. You also use something like Morgana, who has lifesteal inherent, so that you're not too worried about anything. But I did use a bunch of things with like Drain on it. We could play Darius here, but we can't level him yet, so I'm going to go ahead and play Brood Awakening. You could use like Elise in this deck as well. That would be 3 spiders and would give it her level up. We're going to go ahead and kill it. And we're going to absorb Soul. This goes to Viego's level up. Three units die, so we get Callista. That is 1. Do want to get Kindred or Riven on the board. We haven't drawn them yet.
No going back.
I play Katarina here. That's probably a mistake. Probably wanted to wait until a little bit later,
This might hurt.
just in case they have any sort of 1 damage ping.
They're afraid. They should be.
Heal here. We're going to go ahead. This is the last attack we're going to do. Leveling up Katarina. That's 2.
Violence solves everything.
Surrender to me.
And drop Darius for 3.
True strength. I'll handle this myself.
This will level up Viego for 4.
I command you. All will be consumed by the black mist. You will serve.
And then we're just passing until we get Kindred or Riven.
Reporting in.
Command you. Won't find better this side of the sun.
Obviously, we are perfectly safe here. Viego's going to steal units if they show up. We have Ruination in hand.
Surrender to me.
Kneel, students. Rise, warriors.
I guess the only thing we're worried about at this point is if they have many more of the cast guys, they could potentially kill themselves. And we're just checking to make sure that we don't fill up our hand.
If I'm forgotten, then no. Surrender to me. First one's free. No refunds.
Since they use health potion, we're not afraid anymore.
Who am I? Who are you?
Unreal. Alright, we get Kindred, which is great, and they play Unit, also great. We can drop Kindred, don't block this, because we need him to die in a very specific way. And play Violate Beast, killing our own unit. That'll trigger Kindred's power. I'm gonna wait, they need to have a unit on the board. And they play one, so we can go ahead and look beyond here. We have 8 cards left.
The balance wills it.
I think I could have blocked that because it was already marked. Anyway, Kindred levels up. And the thing does say we have to win games after leveling up 5 champions. So we'll go ahead and do that. So basically your deck just exists to stall your opponent. And then you play 5 champions that are forced to level up, basically. And for that, I guess it's not going to show what I got. That's our daily quest. That's the wrong button. Let's go into the Path of Champions. For that we get, I believe that's Platinum Vault? Yeah, a Platinum Vault. So that is how I would do that. Again, if you don't have the cards that I have exactly, I'll put the deck code in the thing. Just make a deck similar, stall, some lifesteal, and some easy to level champions. Hopefully you have 6 champions. If you don't, then, like I said, you could always... I don't know that I... Play Aurelion Soul if you have them. The easiest. If not, just take an easy to level champion. Something like Annie, who forcibly levels. You take Morgana for lifesteal if you need to stall out, but you do need to use like a number of Guardian's trinkets. If you have Oath of the Guardians, I don't think that's going to be good enough. If you have Starforged Gauntlets, you can get champions in shop. Otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be like random. I think the best way to do it is through that AI game. Anyway, that is it for this week's quest. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.